Hello and welcome back, my dear students. I am Anushka, your computer teacher, and today we will begin our course using our Educare books called Cyber Hub. So let's jump on to the contents page and see what are the chapters that we're going to study in this course. So the number one is networking concepts, in which we will learn about the various concepts of networking, that is simply connecting our computers using internet or intranet, right? Then we will learn about animation in Adobe Animate CC, again a very interesting software to look forward to, because if some of you might consider animation as the future career, so that's in one thing. Then we have MS Access HTML5 and some more operators and conditional statements and so on and so forth using Python and various other softwares, which we will begin. But today let's go to page. So let's begin our chapter. The advent of computer and communication technology has affected every walk of life. Well, we cannot deny that fact at all. For example, day-to-day examples of our using computers and devices can be watching cable TV, withdrawing money from ATMs, sending and receiving emails, booking online tickets, whether for railways or airlines, sending and receiving SMS through mobile. So all these things are an example of how various systems, which can be mobile, computers, servers, all these things are connected using wires or wireless technologies. So today we will learn about those technologies, right? So computer networks have shrunk the world and brought people together. They have extended the power of a computer beyond the expanse of a room. Yes, indeed, that is so true, because as they say that a computer is a window to the world. So our computers are not just an isolated, a singular system in itself. Through it we can connect to the internet, connect to the world, our friend in the USA or Canada, Australia, anywhere, or some scientist. We can read any research paper, we can search videos uploaded from any of the world, any place in the world, right? So which is why we say that computer networks have shrunk the world and brought people closer. So networking. A computer network consists of two or more computers that are linked in order to share resources such as printers, to exchange files, or to allow communications. The creation of a network is known as networking. So networking is nothing but connecting our two or more computers for some purpose, whether we can share our printer together, whether we can share our files, or we can exchange communication, we can exchange an email or some file like that. The communications over network involves transfer of text, picture, audio or video through wired or wireless transmission medium. Exactly. And in any system there are many computers that can be connected, and each computer is called a node. Now do mark this word, that we call each system as a node, independent node. Okay, so what are the advantages of networking, you may ask? It can be used for numerous services, whether for big organizations, companies, or for personal level. For companies, networks of personal computer using shared servers provide flexibility and efficiency. For individuals, network offers access to a variety of information and entertainment resources. We'll study each one of those one by one. So, sharing resources. A network allows user to share resources with others, such as a printer, a modem, etc. So it can be it can also be a software. So for example, in big companies, what they do, they have, so let's say a company has 10 employees. They will provide 10 systems to so they'll provide one system to each of the employee. So 10 systems, a company has 10 systems, but they'll have one server. So what the server will do, it will connect each of these systems to itself, and it will also connect a printer which can be shared amongst all the 10 systems for all the 10 employees, and each one can print their files and just connect that and just collect their printouts from the local printer, which is being shared by all their colleagues, right? And what other things can be done? The server can have the softwares, can have the database applications or programs like word processor. So the software will not be have to installed in each computer, but it can be shared through the server, Now backup. In networking, data is stored on the server. So right, all the 10 employees that we're talking about, whatever they save will not be saved on their particular system. The hard disk will be with the server. So all the data will be shared by the node, by the employee's personal system to the server, and which is where the data will be saved, right? And what the server does, server backs up the data every day, or whatever time that is specified, and then that becomes a simple process because there is only one place where backup has to be done and information remains unified like that. Then sharing programs. Sometimes it's better to put programs that is used by everyone or on a shared disk rather than keeping separate copies of the program. So for example, there is a file called office details, which is a file that has to be edited by each one of the employee. Now you can what are the ways we can do this? So we can have the file on each of the personal computer, and then every employee can make changes every day, and then at the end of the day we can see which employee changed what. But another method which is more efficient and which is even better, we can have that file stored on our server. So if in any case, if any employee makes any changes during any part of the day, that will be reflected on the server. And if employee number 1 has made some change, employee number 2 can see that change during the day, not like after the day is done, after he has made some changes, but no, simultaneously, like every moment a change is made, it will be reflected to each one of the employee, right? So that's the advantage of sharing programs over a server. Then we will see cost reduction. So of course, if we have to buy one printer for every employee, and if we have 100 employees, then we will need to buy 100 printers. But if we can just buy one printer and share it for all the employees, then we'll have not to buy 99 other printers. So which is why this method reduces cost. There's no need to attach printer, scanner with each computer separately. It results in less number of hardware equipments and reduces the cost. So that's what we just studied. Efficiency. In networking, little time is required to transfer data from one place to another. Hence, it increases the efficiency. The biggest benefit, however, is that the nodes in the system, in any networking system, can communicate with electronic mail, that is email. They can chat, they can video conference, and so on and so forth. So now we will study about the types of networks. The following are the types of networks based on the geographical area covered or scale of the network. So all these, the systems are the same. Or the only distinction between them is the kind of area that they cover. So let's look at the PAN, which is Personal Area Network. A PAN is a computer network organized around a person. So a PAN is a networking system that is used for communications between devices such as phones, personal digital assistants, printers and laptops that are in close proximity. You can use these networks to transfer files and photos between various devices. It can be wired or wireless. So the best example for a PAN can be a network system in your home. So if you have a Wi-Fi connected in your place, so all your systems are connected to that Wi-Fi. So for example, your father's mobile phone, your mother's mobile phone, or your laptop. So things like that. So every device is connected to one system, and then you can just share files within your family through this network. Then we will study about a local area network, or which we call a LAN. It's a system that is limited to a local area. Now, local area is of course bigger than a personal area. It can be a school or it can be an office building. Cables, wires, or low power radio waves, which will make the system wireless, are used for connections in the LAN system. A wireless LAN is sometimes also called WLAN. Now, this is the kind of system that if we look at a school, if we provide Wi-Fi to our students and teachers, then what we will do, we will just put a big low power radio wave station or something like a wireless big router, right, which we will place in school, and then all our teachers and students can connect their devices using that system. So but the point is that transmission speed of a LAN is slow as compared to WAN. So another thing to look at is that the wireless system is faster than the wired one. So that's that. Then we have a campus area network, which is CAN. A campus area network is a computer network that connects multiple local area networks. So this is one LAN, and if you see in a university or a campus, this is a very good example, by the way, that a lab, for example, physics lab can have its own LAN. We'll just install a simple router there, and all our students and then all our teachers can connect using that system. Then we can have another router installed in our library, that will be LAN 2. We can do so in different buildings like that, or different campus areas, and then there will be LAN systems in their cells, and then we can connect all these LANs to the university's main hub, right? So that is the thing, that is the point of campus area network. It connects multiple local area networks in a limited geographical area. A CAN is similar than a wide area network or a metropolitan area network, but the thing is that it's just smaller than a MAN or a WAN. It's set up by a single place, a company or a college, and so on. So now we look at the MAN. It's a computer network that usually covers a larger area than a LAN. Since it covers a city, it is called a metropolitan. For example, a network that connects two offices in a city, a neighborhood, and so on. So for example, we have one main building here. So there's a huge office, let's just say there's a huge company. They have main building here, and then they want to connect their big system to another company that's a little bit far from that place. Then let's say there's this manufacturing hub, and they're shipping and receiving. So like that, they have different LANs, and they just want to connect them. Although the distance between these buildings and the systems is quite far, but not as small as the campus area network. So like that, so MAN just covers, connects two offices in a city, a neighborhood area, and so on. Now we will study the WAN. So a WAN is a computer network that spans a wide geographical area. It can be spread across cities, countries, and continents. So this is the biggest system. It is formed by LANs and MANs. So that is what WAN is all about. WAN is just nothing but the connection of various LANs and various MANs. They're usually connected with optical fiber cables, satellite radio links, or microwave radio links. And here's one fact bit for you. Wireless networking allows networks to be arranged without cabling. Right. So now let's look at the devices which allow us to connect with the world. So there are various devices used for setting up a wired computer network. There are equipments that allow to receive or transmit data or signals and used to make communication channel. So let us look at these devices. The first we will discuss NIC, Network Interface Card. So earlier what used to happen that this was this hardware device that was attached to a computer to enable it to communicate over the network. Now that is way back, at least a decade before that, we used to have these additional NICs. It is nothing, it's just a simple ROM chip that contains a unique number, which is the hardware address, which we also call as the MAC address, which is unique to any system, right? So this hardware allows uniquely identify a computer on the network. But what is happening is that nowadays most of the PCs and computers and laptops are equipped with an integrated NIC on the motherboard. Then we look at modems, modulators, demodulators. Please mark this because the full form is significant and I'm sure you should know it. It's an electronic device that converts the digital signals of a computer into analog for modulation so that they can travel over the telephone lines at the destination, and when the system receives those signals, it converts back the analog signals, which is like this, to digital signal like 1 and 0, right? So data transfers like that only. So 1 and 0 is, so these are the discrete digital signals, but these are the sinusoidal analog signals. So our data transfers like this in the wired telephone lines, but computer only understands 1 and 0, so that is why we need a modem. So this conversion is required because telephone lines cannot carry digital data, and it is used to connect PC with the telephone line to access the internet. Then we have hubs and switches and networking cables, which are really essential so as to create huge networks. A hub or switch is a device that is used to connect computers in a network. In a hub, when one computer sends the data on the network, the hub simply forwards the packet to other computers connected to it. Now, each computer is responsible for determining which packets are destined for it and which are to be ignored. So this is what a hub looks like. So we have this hub here. It connects all these systems through wires, right? So whenever a computer, let's say we name them as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if let's say the fourth computer wants to send some information to the first computer, so what will it do? It will send the packet, which is nothing but the data packet, so data packet to the hub. Now what the hub will do, it will send that data packet to each of the system. Okay, so once that the packet is sent, then 2 and 3 and 4 can ignore it because it is not intended for them. Only the first node on the system will keep the packet, and each computer is responsible for determining which packets are destined for it and which are to be ignored. And then that's it. That's hub and switch. Networking cables. So these are, of course, these are the wires which are essential so that we can connect our systems in a network. The examples of them are twisted pair cables or Ethernet cables, and they're the most common type of media, which consists of 4 insulated pairs of wires twisted around each other. So these are the wires that we're talking about. Now we will study about network topologies. In order to form a network, computer and other communicating devices, that is nodes, must be connected in some layout. So the layout pattern in which computers are connected to each other in a network is called a network topology. The selection of topology for a network depends on various factors. So there are various factors which is what define what network topology we will be using. Cost, flexibility and reliability. So the cost means the kind of wires and media cost, and installation cost depends on the distance between the nodes. So if our nodes are quite far away from each other, let's say they are 1 kilometer far from each other, and the cost includes the wires cost. So if we need to connect, we need to have 1 kilometer long wire, right? So that's the cost of it. So as much as the distance will increase, the cost of the system, the cost of the cables and media will increase as well. Then we'll see about flexibility. So arrangement of furniture and walls in a building affects the selection of topology and media. Yes, exactly. So how our computers are placed, where there's a wall, and so on and so forth. So these things will affect the kind of wires, the way we will connect our systems. Reliability. Fault detection during network failure also affects the selection of topology. So of course faults can happen, so fault detection is also a key factor which will be responsible for our choice of the network topology. So let's study the various topologies, and while you're studying them, the diagrams are extremely important. Even when you're asked in your examinations anytime, you just need to mention these structures, that the whole idea is clear to you, and through these diagrams it will be extremely easy for you to read them and understand them as well. So let's study from point to point. It is the simplest form of network. Even the name suggests that any nodes in the system are directly connected to each other. It provides a faster and a reliable connection. So it's very suitable for small areas where computers are in close proximity. Then we have bus topology. In this, All the systems are connected to a single cable called the bus. Now this is a bus, we call this single wire a bus, and all the systems are connected through this. The transmission of data from any computer travels through the length of bus in both the directions. So if this packet wants to, if the system number 1 wants to send a packet to the system number 2, the data can travel like this, and if number 4 wants to send the data to number 5, the data can travel like this. So the data will transfer in this bus in any direction whatsoever. The advantages of bus topology is that it is quite easy to set up. As you can see, there's simple wire only then, and all these are connected in a single structure. So the advantage is that is easy to set up. However, the disadvantage is that the network cannot function if there are breaks in the main cable. Again, very simple thing to understand. If the network breaks from here, if the network breaks from here, we cannot move forward. We cannot connect our systems, like will not be able to connect our 4th system to the 5th one like that. So we'll always need to check that there are no breaks in the main cable, right? Next we have ring topology. In this, each computer is connected to 2 other computers so as to form a closed ring like structure. So as you can see, it's a ring, right? All the systems are interconnected to 2 other systems, so which is why it's a ring like structure. The data is transmitted in only one direction. Now that's the worst thing. If you really think about it, the data transfer is only one directional, unidirectional, and if there's any breakdown, a computer it will disable the entire system of the network. So if the system breaks from here, we will not be able to send our data across. Star topology. All the computers are connected to the central computer. So there's a central computer or a central node here, and the data can be exchanged between any 2 computers passing through the central node. So if this wants to send the data to this, it will always have to go through the central node. More computers can be easily added to the network. The breakdown of any computer except the central node does not affect the functioning of the system. So which is why star topology is very efficient, you know. It's the most popular topology to form a local area network. However, the system will only fail if the central node fails, right? Then we have tree topology. It combines multiple star topologies. So this is one star topology, this is one star topology, this is one star topology. So they are connected using hub, right? And what does the tree does? It combines multiple star topologies together onto a bus. Okay. In its simplest form, only connecting ports like devices like hub switches are connected directly to the bus network and works as a root of the computer of the network tree. In this type of network, a cable failure is one of the star network will isolate only the workstation that is linked to the central computer of the star network, whereas all the workstations will function normally. This bus star hybrid technology supports future expandability of this network much better than any other topology. Then we have mesh topology. Each computer is connected to every other system on the network. Now you can see that there's a lot of connectivity here, and which means that there is a lot of cost here, lot of cost of the wire and the equipment. So this topology is quite costly. So full mesh topology is very expensive to implement. Normally, partial mesh topology is implemented, in which a computer is connected to a few other computers in the network, and this can be this is able to handle a large volume of traffic. It's commonly used in wireless networks. Expansion and modifications can be done easily without affecting the other nodes. So it is a system that is quite efficient, but not in terms of cost. It's very expensive. Now we will study network security. So network security is extremely important part of networking. It is the process of providing security at the boundaries of the network by keeping our unauthorized access and malwares away, keeping out these things from our network system. It means protecting data and resources from any unauthorized access. A computer on a network can be accessed by many users. So that is the whole thing. A computer system can be accessed by any computer, but it is the responsibility of the network manager that security measures are taken to provide safety, to protect the networks from the unauthorized access and to prevent data or information theft. So network security covers a variety of computer networks, both public and private, that are used in everyday jobs, conducting transactions and communications among business, government and agencies and individuals. So information and network security commonly refers to the various dimensions known as the CIA. So what is CIA? Confidentiality, integrity and authentication. So confidentiality means protection against unauthorized access. Integrity means protection against unauthorized modification. Authentication means identification of any authorized user. So anytime you connect to your Gmail or you open your Facebook account, you are being asked your ID and your password. So similarly, in a network system, IDs and passwords are provided to any node, any employee or any person who is responsible to use a node. So they are provided their IDs and passwords so as to authenticate them, right? So that's about it. We have studied all the concepts of the computer networking, and we have learned various topologies, various types of network, MAN, WAN, LAN, all these things, and we have studied about the hardware and the security aspects of this networking system. Please read this chapter, and if you do find any problem, please let me know in the comments below. I'll help you solve your queries or doubts. Till then, take care students. Bye bye.